Thanks God, we pray the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Today, we are given the opportunity to attend to international seminar with topic Impact COVID-19 to Financial Performance and its Strategic Management to Redevelop Business. The seminar was held in collaboration with STIAI and UNIKL, almost 5 years. Professor Raji Suratman is a professor visiting to UNIKL many times, and today we make online international seminar together. The seminar is also a collaboration between STIAI and Aptasi. I, as the chair of STIAI, express my gratitude to the speakers and participants who have been willing to take the time to attend this seminar. STIAI is a tertiary institution located in the center of Indonesia capital city. We have been experienced in providing education in accounting and management for more than 10 years. By saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I open this seminar. Also assigned to become a keynote speaker, let me present the material that I have prepared. The following data related to 19 COVID per July 26. The data is for 34 provinces and 471 districts and cities. From this data, we can see the number of suspect specimen confirmation are still high. The number recovered was 50.3%, and those who died were 4.8% from confirmed COVID. When does it end? Since it was first detected on March 2, 2020, the number of confirmed cases is increased. Indonesia is currently the country with the highest number of cases in Southeast Asia. There are no accurate predictions when the pandemic ends. How does the effect of the case COVID? I would have shared in become three, which personal and social life, business environment, and economy. Effect on personal and social life can inform life with strict health protocol, interaction between individuals and group is reduced, economic and social activity is reduced, the use of information technology dominates economy and social activity. Effect on business environment can it deform. Business in general has decreased, except for online-based business and related to handling COVID. Business sensitivity to COVID-19 is different. Business processes are implemented online and health protocols. Companies find new ways to manage business activities based on technology, human resources, efficiency, and activities. Effect on economy can it form? Economic growth is slowing down or is likely to be negative. Economic recession, unemployment, poverty, bankrupt companies. State revenue is reduced due to decreased economic activity. Increased spending to deal with COVID-19. Health and maintain well-being. Following is Indonesia's economic slowdown. The government predicts that Indonesia economic growth in 2020 will be between minus 0.4% to 1%. IMF predict growth of the Indonesian economy in 2020 minus 0.3%. The OECD predict growth in the Indonesia economy in 2020 minus 2.8% to 3.9%. According to Asian Development Bank, prediction of the Indonesia economy in 2020, GDP growth rate forecast minus 1%, inflation 2%. If we talk about financial performance, then would not be removed from financial statement. Financial statement are a structural presentation of the financial position and financial performance of an entity. The purpose of financial statement providing information about the financial position, financial performance, and cash flow of the entity that is useful for most users of the report and making economic decisions. The financial statement show the result of management responsibility for the use of resources entrusted to them. The financial statement present information on asset, liability, equity, income and expense, including gain and loss, contribution from the distribution to the owner in his capacity as owner, and cash flow. There are the COVID cases. This will be affected to financial statement reporting. The complete financial statement consists of financial position report, comprehensive income statement for the period, statement of change in equity during the period, cash flow statement for the period. The notes to the financial statement contains summary information and important accounting policies and other explanatory information. Statement of financial position at the beginning of the comparative period that are presented when an entity adopts an accounting policy, retrospectively or make a restatement of financial statement items, or when an entity reclassifies item in its financial statement. Strategic management to redevelop business. The following is Blocher competitive strategy are. A firm succeeds by implementing a set of policies, procedures, and a process to business called strategy. Strategy must have a long-term focus and adapt to the changing environment. Cost management information should be used to develop and monitor strategic information. In according by Michael Porter, strategic positioning consists of cost leadership. Cost leadership outperform competitors by producing at the lowest cost, consistent with quality demanded by the customer. Differentiation, creating value for the customer through product innovation, product features, customer service that the customer is willing to pay. The following is a strategy that can be done in the every aspect. In aspect strategic target, in cost leadership, broad cross-section in the market. Differentiation, focus cross-section of the market. Aspect basis of competitive advantage, lower cost leadership, lowest cost in the industry, differentiation, unique product or service. Aspect product line, cost leadership, limited selection, differentiation, wide variety. Aspect production emphasis, cost leadership, lowest possible cost and essential features. Differentiation, innovation in differentiating product. And the last aspect, marketing emphasis, cost leadership, low price, differentiation, premium price, and innovative features. The 5 steps of strategic decision making are: 1. Determine the strategic issues surrounding the problem. Identify the alternative action. 3. Obtain information and conduct analysis of the alternative. 4. Based on strategy and analysis, choose and implement the desired alternative. And 5. Provide an ongoing evaluation of the effectiveness of implementation in step 4. Next, implementing strategy. There are two main competitive strategies: cost leadership and differentiation. Once a firm chooses which strategy to follow, there are various means of implementation: SWOT analysis, focus on execution, value chain analysis, and balance scorecard. SWOT analysis: identification of critical success factors by each strategy. For example, product innovation, quality, skill development. Identification of quantitative measure for the specific critical success factor. For example, number of design changes or new patents, number of defects or number of returns, number of training hours, or amount of skill performance improvement. The SWOT analysis has 4 areas: strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weakness look at product lines management, R&D, manufacturing, marketing, and strategy. Opportunity and threats looks the barriers to entry, intensity of rivalry among competitors, substitute good, and customer or supply bargaining power. Execution: the critical success factor a manager executes depend on the choose strategy. Cost leadership, operational performance and quality. Differentiation, customer satisfaction and innovation. Differentiated firm must pay close attention to marketing and product development. Management accountants assess by gathering, analyzing, and reporting on relevant information. Can be improved through benchmarking and total quality enforcement. The next, value chain analysis. An analysis for better understanding the details of the organization competitive strategy. Critical success factors must be implemented in each and every phase of operation. Help a firm better understand its competitive advantage by analyzing what process and value will include upstream. Value chain analysis has 2 steps. 1. Identify the value chain activities at the smallest level possible. Develop a competitive advantage by reducing cost or adding value. To develop a competitive advantage, a firm must consider the following. What is our competitive advantage? Where can we add value for the customer? Where can we reduce costs? Are any of our process lean? Next, balance scorecard. A performance report based on the broad set of financial and non-financial measures that is crucial to understanding and implementing a strategy. These reports group a firm critical success factor into 4 areas: financial perspective, customer perspective, internal process perspective, and learning and growth perspective. Benefit of balance scorecard are: provide a means for implementing strategy, provide a means to achieve a desired organizational change in strategy, can be used to determine management compensation and reward, align managers' effort by strategy, coordinates efforts within the firm to achieve critical success factor. A properly constructed balance scorecard can be used to inform a company strategy. Balance scorecard to strategy and strategy to balance scorecard. The emphasis placed on its performance perspective reflects the strategy of the firm. From a cost leader, the operation perspective may be the most important. For the presentator, the customer perspective. And the last, strategic map. A strategy map is the cause and effect diagram of relationship embodied in a balanced scorecard. So how the achievement of critical success factor in one perspective should affect the achievement of goals in another perspective. The financial perspective is a target in the strategy map because financial performance is the ultimate goal for most profit-seeking organizations. Success in the other perspective leads directly to improve financial performance and shareholder value. This example shares a strategy for each level from learning and growth, then impact to internal process, then to the improvement to customer satisfaction, and ended in financial aspect. Sustainability. The fifth perspective for many organizations. The balancing of short-term and long-term. The balancing of short-term and the long-term goals in the all three dimensions of the company's performance: economic, social, and environmental. Environmental report use environmental performance indicators to measure sustainability. These indicators are in three areas: operational, management, and environmental condition. Finally, my presentation is complete. Thank you for your attention. Please be forgiven if you cannot perfect me in presenting. Good benefit. Hope we are given help to be able to face this COVID pandemic. Amin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mrs. Dr. Resiwati, who has given a space of this international seminar. Let us go direct to the main event, the first speech that will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Farid bin Samsudin from UNIC Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia Business School about the impact of the COVID-19 to financial performance and its strategic management to the for business. And the second material from Indonesia speaker, Professor Dr. Aji Suratman, CA, CPMA, CPA, ASEAN CPA, and third, the impact of COVID-19 to financial performance and its strategic management to the business. But before the seminar I begin, I will invite the moderator, Mrs. Ida Musdafia Ibrahim, SAMM, to lead this international seminar. For this, invite Mrs. Ida.
Okay, thank you, the host, Ms. Eti. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Yeah, greeting to Honorable Dr. Resiwati, SA, AKMM, CA, as Chairman of School of Economic YAA, but I would like to call it as TAYAI from Jakarta. Yeah. And then Honorable Mr. Albinus Koto, SAMM, as Chairman of Aptasi and also speakers from CIAI, Prof. Dr. Aji Suratman, and Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Farid bin Shamsuddin from UniKL Business School. And I'm also greeting to all participants. Participant from UniKL Malaysia, hi, good morning. Lecturer and student from CIAI, and other participants who cannot be mentioned one by one. This activity was held thanks to collaboration between CIAI, UniKL Malaysia, and APTISI. Today's activity the theme Impact COVID-19 to Financial Performance and its Strategic Management to Redevelop Business. This morning, until this afternoon, we will discuss about our current situation. COVID-19 has been declared as pandemic. It's very easily spread out. Okay. To prevent its spread, government among the world has issued several regulations to suppress the spread of very massive viruses. One of which is lockdown. All of these precautions are indeed effective in suppressing the spread of the virus, but it makes the economy slow down significantly, including in Malaysia, Indonesia, and also maybe Thailand. In general, in initial blow of the COVID-19 crisis, large companies throughout the world, including Indonesia, have survived. Ms. Resi had already given answer about the material, yeah, and which will elaborate it later. But in existence is threatened if it has to go through a long and heavy recovery process, especially for a small enterprises. For the case in Indonesia, many scholars estimated that the current condition will take quite a long time to get the recovery process. Indonesia Finance Minister Sri Mulyani Indriwati stated yesterday that Indonesia economic growth was minus 4.8% in the second quarter. And also President Jokowi declared that Indonesian government in the 2021 stated budget and expenditure plans deficit to 5.2% of GDP. It means that the economy is in distress in the long run. Okay, for that reason, this morning we will explore and discuss how is COVID-19 pandemic impact on corporate finance. Then, what strategies must be taken to rebuild, to revive the effective businesses. Okay, before we head into the discussion, I will read the rules of this discussion. The discussion will begin with the presentation of the speaker. After presentation from the speaker, we will continue with a question and answer session. You can ask the question by writing your question in the chat column. You can use Bahasa or in English, yeah, and later we will read it. If we have the time, we still have the time, we will choose of you to ask, yeah, by please first press the raise hand button in the room chat, yeah, in the room chat we have a raise hand button, and please press it, and then I will determine your order and then unmute the microphone first, yeah, and please ask the question. Okay, let's begin. There are already 2 speakers in our line. Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Farid bin Syamsuddin from UniKL Business School, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And second, Prof. Dr. Aji Suratman, CA, CPMA, ACPA, Asian CPA from STIA AI, Jakarta. It's a long name. Okay. Before I give the line to speakers, it's better if I read the CV of these two speakers. The first speakers, okay, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Farid bin Syamsuddin. Yeah, he lives in Jalan Kerikil number 10, Taman Kelawar, Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, right now he is a head of research and innovation in Business School of UniKL, and then in 2019, he was head of marketing of UniKL Business School, and from August 2016 until 2018 as Deputy Dean, Student Development and Campus Lifestyle. Wow. Okay. And also he is a senior lecturer of UniKL from 2014 until 2016, and also a young lecturer in University of Utara Malaysia from 2013 until 2015. And there are a lot of training activities, yeah, especially in teaching, in pedagogy or education. And also, yeah, there are several articles, yeah, from many reputation journal, and also proceeding from several conference and seminar. Okay, there are curriculum of Dr. Muhammad Hafid, and then I continue to Prof. Aji Suratman. Okay. Prof. Aji Suratman is in MM, AK, CA, CPMA, Asian CPA. Yeah. Since 2005, as a permanent professor at STIAI, who received lecturer certification allowances from the government. Scientific work has 19 books with ISBN. ISBN is International Standard Book Number, is a unique book identification code, and also has 13 intellectual property rights. Wow. The third also has 21 article publication in reputable journals, included in Sinta Rank and Scopus Rank. Oh, that's it's very good achievement, Prof. And let me read you the work experience of Prof. Aji as an expert of PT PAL Indonesia, Deputy Chairman of STIAI in the field of corporation, Director of Gemma Group, lecturer in doctoral programs at Jakarta State University, University of Trisakti Jakarta, University of Persada Indonesia YAI Jakarta. He was also ex-company director for 8 years. BUM director for 8 years, special staff of the Minister of Maritime Affairs, and also, okay, included in the category of 33 leading accountants of Indonesia, number 30. Wow. which is number 1 at the time was Bapak Radius Prawiro, included in the category of 10 highly paid Indonesian executives. Number 34, which is number 1, was Mr. Tanri Abeng. Okay, that's very great. Okay, professional organization. Chair 2 of the Indonesian Professor Association. What's Indonesian Professor Association? Pergubi, ya, Prof Haji. And the second, member of Central Board of Indonesian Management Association, or IAMI. Board of Certified Professional Medical, Board of Certified Professional Management Auditors, ex-Deputy Secretary General of IAI, Deputy Chairperson of the Indonesia Accountant Association, a member of the Honorary Board of Indonesia Accountant Association of Accountants, advisor of APTC, advisor of Indonesian Anti-Corruption Committee, and also Honorary Board of Indonesia Advocates Working Committee. Wow, that's a lot of experience. Yeah, from the CV of the two speakers, we can conclude that both of them are indeed the right expert in discussing them of our discussion today. All right, without lingering, I'll give the microphone to Dr. Muhammad Farid Syamsuddin from Business School of UNIKL Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Okay, Prof. Farid, approximately 45 minutes, time is yours.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih, moderator. First of all, I would like to thank you, the organizer, for inviting me to this seminar. And we could see that the panel are all very good. Unfortunately, I'm not have the opportunity to meet and greet them personally, but as this is a new normal, so we go through this over online. So I have prepared some slides for this topic. Such interesting topic. Let me share the slide that I've prepared. Okay, so from March 2020, we have been facing coronavirus, and later popular name by COVID-19. It was a shock to almost everyone to the world, and no one could ever expect that this COVID-19 is become up to this level. And I could say that initially, I personally did not really bother about this coronavirus. When it was first sparked in Wuhan, I think somewhere in January and February, I thought that it will be limited to China only. And then the communication awareness started to go all around the world. And then suddenly, slowly, I start to realize that this COVID is something big, even though the actual virus is very small and micro. But the effect to individual, to family, to society, to country, and also to the world is very, very big. So let us go slowly to discuss about these two topics, financial performance and also how to redevelop business. And I hope that this session will go through santai mode, relax, cozy, so that everyone can pay attention, everyone can take notes, everyone can ask, participate, interact, and stop me if you want to ask questions. Moderator will give me cue whether there is any question or not. Okay. At first, this is what I
Yeah, I'm
experienced.
sorry, because there are some participants who not unmute. Please unmute. Oh, sorry, unmute
Okay.
your voice first for the participant. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, thank you.
Ngerti.
Pause, please. Silent the participant. Unmute.
Ya, itu biasa tuh, selalu aja tuh,
Pak Yusuf, would you please to mute your voice? Okay, let's continue. From Farid.
Okay, so this is actually what I think in the beginning. Even when COVID already started in China, I did went to Jogja. I think before March, I think mid of February, I went to Jogja just for my vacation, and we feel no worry, and we enjoy our vacation. And only when we come back, then we know that this COVID is very dangerous and affect everything. So that means that this is not just a game or any manipulation by any other country.
From Farid. Are your line is lost?
Okay, so it become serious, and this is where I get all the information about this COVID-19. Okay, to student, anak-anak, dalam video ini, walaupun cuma sekadar kartun, but it got a lot of information that we can discuss throughout our session. So you may take down or you may message through this portal to express what actually you think that this cartoon is trying to convey about this COVID. So let's go through together.
Prof, the slide is not running. Slide-nya diam, Prof. Prof Farid. Prof Farid.
Yeah.
Slide is freeze.
Yeah,
Your slide is freeze.
you freeze.
No, I mean your slide is freeze.
Oh, freeze. Okay. Oh, I think maybe because of congestion. Let me try one more time. I'm very sorry. Okay, now which page did you see now?
Yeah.
Now this is the introduction page.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is the Upin Ipin.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you can see this video.
Amalkan
penjarakan sosial, patuhi perintah kawalan pergerakan, duduk di rumah.
Alah, kenapa tak boleh?
Sebab arahan kerajaan tak benarkan kanak-kanak keluar rumah. Ada virus COVID-19. Bahaya. Korang duduk rumah, jaga opah ya.
Lagipun, seorang je yang dibenarkan keluar dari setiap keluarga.
Sampai bila?
Sampai perintah kawalan pergerakan ni tamat. Atau tunggu perintah baru.
Opah, COVID-19 ni apa? COVID-19 ni apa? Tiba-tiba je ada.
COVID-19 ni sejenis virus yang buat kita sakit teruk. Dan boleh bawa mati.
Main? Mana boleh keluar?
Ros, sekarang opah tak dapat keluar menoreh. Dah kurang pendapatan kita. Macam mana?
Tak apa opah. Kita masih boleh jual nasi lemak.
Nak jual kat mana? Kedai mutu pun tutup.
Kita jual dalam aplikasi penghantaran makanan ni. Ros dah daftar dah. Hari ini je ada 30 pesanan. Perintah kawalan pergerakan akan diteruskan. Maknanya lama lagi lah tak sekolah.
Okay. So student, from this simple video, what we can learn is first it started from the distancing. Amalkan jarak 1 meter kalau di Malaysia ni. And then Upin Ipin also mentioned that only ketua rumah boleh keluar, yang lain tak boleh keluar. And then tidak boleh menoreh, meaning even as simple as agriculture business, they are also got stuck and trapped in this COVID-19. And then it also mentioned that it's about kurang pendapatan, less income, duit semakin kurang. And then the Kakak Rose, I think Kakak Rose is starting a new business, menjual nasi lemak. And another thing that is interesting is she's selling through online. And not only online, she also use a delivery system. So this simple cartoon, I think less than 2 minutes, actually give us some good start before we can discuss more detail on this financial performance and how to redevelop for the future. And let us see what is prepared next. Okay, this is quite serious.
Let me be blunt. Too many countries are headed in the wrong direction. The virus remains public enemy number one. But the actions of many governments and people do not reflect of this. The only aim of the virus is to find people to infect. Mixed messages from leaders are undermining the most critical ingredient of any response: trust. If governments do not clearly communicate with their citizens and roll out a comprehensive strategy focused on suppressing transmission and saving lives, if populations do not follow the basic public health principles of physical distancing, hand washing, wearing masks, coughing etiquette, and staying at home when sick. If the basics aren't followed, there is only one way this pandemic is going to go. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
We need to reach a sustainable situation where we have adequate control of this virus without shutting down our lives entirely, or lurching from lockdown to lockdown, which has a hugely detrimental impact on societies. I want to be straight with you. There will be no return to the old normal, for the foreseeable future.
Okay, satu yang menarik di sini, ada beberapa keywords yang I think we should take note. First is too many countries headed to the wrong direction. So this is a conclusion made by the WHO. Too many countries headed to the wrong direction. It can be strictly to the how they counter COVID, but eventually it can be also means that they fail to control COVID until it affects their country and world. And then it also mentioned that people got infected. So in this topic, actually, one thing that we need to concern is the people itself. When we talk about business, business is the purpose of business. Whether you are selling product or you are providing a service, we are targeting people. People can be a consumer, people can be a customer, but without people, then the whole problem will start. And then this video also mentioned about the strategy of lockdown, where people cannot simply go out. So we experienced the lockdown. I mean, in Malaysia, I experienced about 3-month lockdown. In the first month, I did not even go out from my house, even to buy grocery or for necessary thing. We limit everything. At that time, very much concerned on this COVID-19. I think only on the second month I start to go to buy whatever necessary. No haircut and no wet market, all closed. So it means that by implementing lockdown, it means that people are allowed to go anywhere. Shops are closed, business are closed. So this is where we start to discuss. And it is also mentioned by this president, no return to the old normal. No return to the old normal, meaning to say that we are going to the new normal. So what is new normal? Most textbook, I think this is a good time. I don't know whether this COVID is a blessing to us or not, but we see how. We see how. Textbook, I think I have not crossed the textbook that provide you an answer or guideline how to overcome such situation. We did, yes. We the textbook such like what mentioned by Dr. Richie. Everything is presented for us to follow. But in this situation, I think everybody will start new. Will start new. We start new normal. We never know that one day that we are going to have a seminar over video, over online. And this is where we should take note and then moving forward. Okay, this is just a simple video regarding what happened. After this, we'll go quickly on this real. This is about the effect to Malaysia. A few things are highlighted here. recap, in this video, it stated that this COVID-19 impact the whole world. And then it affects almost all countries, and among the sectors that are affected very much is tourism and also hospitality, as well as retail and also logistics. So at least 4 sectors, tourism, hospitality, I think can be combined both, retail and also logistics. And then due to this MRO, movement restriction order, or in Malaysia we call it PKP, are not allowed to go out. So many companies, especially small business, they close down, shut down because they are not able to sustain. It was also mentioned that the GDP is going down, and a few hotel and also investment by Malaysian government-linked company also in losses. Share market also going down, and it affects almost everyone in Malaysia. Okay, so as we go through, now we recap the process that we are already went through. The first round that we went is a self-isolation. Imagine that self-isolation means there is no business. You are not able the purpose of business is to transfer, to do the exchange between a product or service to customer. But when isolation means less movement, no activities, transaction occur. Social distancing, you are putting yourself far from people, and then hand washing, hygiene is just to curb the COVID from being expanded. In terms of organizational response, virtual employee, like what we are doing now, we are doing seminar over 3 countries virtually. So this is never happened. I personally think that if this COVID is not happening, the acceptance of virtual employee could be lesser or maybe later, not now. Empowering virtual work and teams, we start to work from home. Students study in their own location. They don't need to come to classes. Teaching over online, rapid resource deployment. So this is one thing that very important in strategic management, where we deploy the resources. We'll talk about this short one. And then round number 3 is the organizational specific changes to shape new future. Remember what the video from WHO, there will be no old normal. So there will be a new normal for a new future. So that is what we supposed to think and do. Okay, the impact on business partly has been discussed by Dr. Rishi. People are not running, actually people are blocked, people are not allowed, people are not permitted to do business, to buy product or services. Travel restriction and quarantine. So as a result, most hotel closed for 3 months. Some big hotel in Malaysia shut down, especially in the tourism country, like Penang and Kuala Lumpur. Short of labor and parts,